What if your biggest enemy isn't the people who betrayed you, but the part of you that keeps trying to be good for them? What if the pain you feel isn't cruelty? It's control. Keep listening, because the second you see it, you'll never be the same again. Somewhere along the way, you were taught to care, to feel deeply, to take things personally, and that was your first mistake. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every insult that ever cut you, it came from this one flaw. You gave the world access to your inner world. They touched your emotions, and they owned you. But here's the truth. If you want peace, if you want power, you must destroy that weakness. You must train yourself to be immune to love, to hate, to praise, to shame, because no one can hurt you when you're emotionally untouchable. No one can manipulate you when you stop reacting. No one can defeat you when your heart is locked and your mind stands alone. This is not about being cold. It's about being free. And in this video, I'll show you how to disappear from emotional slavery and rise into your final form. A person no insult, no betrayal, no rejection can ever break again. Most people walk through life with a tragic misunderstanding. They think, if I'm good, if I'm honest, if I'm loyal, people will treat me the same. But that's a lie. People don't act out of love. They act out of self-interest. Your value to them is conditional, and the moment you stop being useful, so does their loyalty. That isn't cruelty. It's reality. And the sooner you accept it, the sooner you begin to free yourself. Because here's the trap. You assume your pain matters to others. You assume betrayal is about you. You assume disrespect is personal. But it almost never is. Most of what people do to you is not emotional. It's strategic. They insult you to raise themselves. They ignore you to make you chase. They lie because truth doesn't serve their purpose. And every time you react, angry, offended, heartbroken, you hand them your power. If you want to be immune to manipulation, you must cut off their access. Stop over-explaining. Stop oversharing. Stop bleeding where others can see. Most people don't care about your reasons. They care about results. They don't care about your wounds. They care about how they can use them. Your doubts, your guilt, your confessions, they aren't truths. They're weapons waiting to be twisted. Guard your inner world like a fortress. Say less. Show less. Be unreadable, because the less they see, the less they can attack. This world doesn't reward emotional depth. It rewards emotional discipline. Most people rise and fall based on someone else's words. A compliment lifts them, an insult destroys them. But when you no longer need validation, when praise doesn't inflate you and criticism doesn't break you, you become rare. You become dangerous. That's the power of indifference, not carelessness. Control. The ability to choose what deserves your reaction. The ability to walk away from anything that weakens you. The ability to say, you cannot affect me. Not anymore. Most people are ruled by their feelings. They pretend they're logical, but one rejection ruins them. One insult shatters them. That's because they are not in control. Their emotions are. Here's the law. If someone can trigger your anger, they own your reaction. If someone can trigger your sadness, they own your spirit. If someone can trigger your guilt, they own your decisions. You are not free if others can provoke you. To be free, you must master emotional discipline. Not dead, deliberate. Use your emotions like tools, not like chains. If charm serves you, use it. If silence serves you, keep it. If rage serves you, channel it. But never let your emotions use you. Never let them erupt uncontrolled. and never let anyone see what truly affects you. Because the moment they do, they will use it. Learn this: silence is not weakness. Silence is control. Most people panic when ignored. They scramble to explain, to defend, to prove themselves. And that's why they stay weak. But when you choose silence, when you let insults echo into emptiness, when you let disrespect die without response, you shift the power. The less you say, the more they project. The less you show, the more they fear. Your silence makes them wonder. Your silence makes them uneasy. Your silence makes them weak. And in that moment, you win. If you want to survive in this world, stop looking at words. Look at motives. When someone praises you, ask, what do they gain from this? When someone says, I care, ask, what do they want? When someone promises, I'll never leave, ask, what happens when staying is inconvenient? Every smile hides a need. Every compliment hides an angle. Every friendship carries a motive. This isn't cynicism, it's clarity. Most people suffer not because the world betrayed them, but because they refuse to see it coming. Stop judging people by what they say. Start judging by what they avoid, by what they do when it costs them something. The person who expects betrayal is never blindsided. The person who studies motives is never weak. The most dangerous vulnerability of all is emotional dependency. Most people don't realize how deeply they rely on others for worth. They need affection to feel lovable. They need attention to feel alive. They need company to escape themselves. That is not love. That is addiction. And the addict always kneels to the supplier. You must break this. You must build yourself so strong that whether surrounded by people or alone in silence, you remain the same. Because people will leave. They will change. They will forget you. And when they do, your strength must remain untouched. That strength must come from inside you, not borrowed from someone else. Ask yourself, who am I without validation? Who am I when no one is watching? Most people hate the answer. That's why they chase noise, relationships, distractions, endless praise. But silence is the test. If you can sit alone with your own thoughts, without panicking, without collapsing, without begging for noise, you are becoming something solid, something dangerous. That is sovereignty. To need nothing, to owe nothing, to stand untouched. When your worth is built on yourself, no one can take it away. Understand this. Being unaffected does not mean you feel nothing. It means you control what deserves your emotion and what deserves your silence. It means your mood is not dictated by strangers. Your decisions are not shaped by guilt or fear. Your peace is not borrowed. It's built. There will be people who tell you you've changed, that you're too distant, too cold, too selfish. Let them talk. Let them choke on expectations you never agreed to carry. You don't owe anyone your vulnerability. You don't owe anyone your peace. This life is not a performance for others. It is a battlefield. And you are now armed, every insult ignored, every betrayal expected, every loss endured in silence. You've chosen to become untouchable. That is true freedom. You are no longer the person who breaks at the first sign of chaos. You are the one who walks into the storm, calm, deliberate, unshaken. You are not moved by storms. You are the storm. And from this day forward, nothing and no one will ever affect you again.